Huge heat continues to dominate the South, and we have more heavy rain moving into the Caribbean. What's going on, guys? I'm certified meteorologist Jonathan Kagas, and in this video, we're going to talk about the Ring of Fire setup. It's dominated the United States. It's the reason for the heat in the South, and it's the reason for the stormy weather on the northern edge of all that heat. Then we're going to get back into the Caribbean. There are a few more rounds of heavy rain sliding through. We're going to have a complete tropical update for you towards the end of this video, so stick around for that, or you can scrub across. You can find the time codes in the description. I have chapters listed for you. Hey, before we get into the video, if you want to stay updated on all things weather, especially as we're in hurricane season, you have to hit subscribe. Please do that. Welcome to all the new subscribers, by the way. And if you find this content helpful, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help us out a lot. Satellite image Friday, June 30th shows where we have our big chunk of high pressure, and here is that ring for our Ring of Fire setup. This is where we get all the storms to develop then on the outer periphery, the change in temperature between the crazy hot and then the not as hot on the northern edge there helps to get these storms going. Nice, healthy thunderstorm complex as of June 30th in the morning. That's going to continue to go up and over that ridge of high pressure. We have just showery weather on the front range and then through parts of the Dakotas as well. That is something that will continue Friday and then into the first weekend of July. Here is our big upper high. You see it right there, this high in the mid levels of the atmosphere. These storms then get fired up and over where the heat bakes down here. We have the storms that fire then go up and over. So again, heads up towards Nebraska, into Kansas, Iowa, again, Illinois, Indiana. Those storms fire right on the outer edges of this big, massive area of high pressure and then grow and manifest again. We could have some severe weather there again Friday into Saturday. And then, of course, down in here, Texas, deep south, all the way through Florida, Georgia, Mississippi, Louisiana, Arkansas, Tennessee. The huge heat going to continue right on into the 4th of July weekend. See it there building and then starting to push east, but finally it starts to lose its grip a little bit, and we kind of cool off a little bit post the 4th of July, just a little bit. Model forecast, again, this is going to be for Friday afternoon into Saturday. Here's kind of that dying thunderstorm complex moving towards eastern Iowa. We're going to fire up another round, though, later on Friday. There it is, complex number 2. There's Nebraska. Here we go, Kansas, western Oklahoma, our big area of high pressure. And again, these are going to ride up and over it. I'll take this further out. That's going to be as of 8 to 10 o'clock on Saturday, on a Friday evening into early Saturday morning. We have another round of thunderstorms getting going. This is now going to be at about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock on Saturday morning, July 1st. So we have some late night storms or early morning storms, no matter what your perspective is. And then you see what happens as we get into Saturday. Another complex of storms gets going. Here's St. Louis, here's Chicago, right along the outer periphery. This is going to be now 8 to 10 o'clock on Saturday evening into early Sunday morning. More storms getting going that fire up right on the northern edge of that area of high pressure and then kind of work their way around. So again, heads up for a potentially stormy July 4th weekend, really right on through here as we have that high pressure here and then the firing of those storms right along the top of the ridge. That's why we call it the Ring of Fire setup. All right, I want to get you into the Caribbean. We had a lot of heavy rain through Puerto Rico yesterday. We're still dealing with a few scattered showers and thunderstorms. Certainly, the storms have been rolling off of South America, too, towards Panama into Costa Rica. But the main heavy rain from yesterday, which was much needed, we needed to cool things down through parts of the Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico. Certainly doing that. The rain not as intense on Friday, June 30th, but certainly it's still going to be there. Also, this is related to that area that the Hurricane Center has its eyes on towards the north of the Caribbean. So again, the system itself is north of the Caribbean, but it was kind of drawing that tropical moisture over the southern Caribbean and then right on over the Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico. That's why it was so kind of ugly yesterday. But again, we were able to cool off for part of the day on Thursday, June 29th. There is that area that the Hurricane Center has highlighted, this big area, wide area near Bermuda. Again, there's the island of Bermuda right there. That yellow area, only a 10% shot. This is likely not going to develop. Development chances have gone down. The disturbance that was Cindy has completely fizzled out. So that was never a thing as it kind of meandered towards the North Atlantic. Now, I want to show you the satellite view of the entire Atlantic basin just to show you what's going on. We have more tropical waves that are rolling low on the low latitude here through parts of the central Atlantic into the main development region, which is highlighted from the Lesser Antilles towards the Cabo Verde Islands. That is your main tropical development region. Now, flare up of thunderstorms, here's a nice healthy tropical wave that is going to work its way towards the Windward Islands, likely south of Barbados, that highlighted you guys in blue. Here's Trinidad and Tobago, and then we have St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Grenada, and then we have Dominica, St. Lucia, right on in through here. We're going to be under the influence of this nice, healthy tropical wave, is certainly into Trinidad and Tobago. So I want to show you the model forecast, and this is the GFS rendition here, and it does kind of develop that tropical thing. So we are going to watch to see if development chances grow again with that. They're likely going to come down, but that's the GFS arguing. So see those closed isobars there representing that we're trying to get that thing developed. We'll see what happens. There's an opportunity for it to do so over the next few days. This is a look at Saturday now, Saturday night. So again, we'll see if it holds together or not. It likely won't. But I want to show you the increasing rain chances now into Trinidad. You see the green representing the rain. Nothing too heavy, at least, as we move here. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to go back just a little bit to kind of show you that flare up. This is going to be Sunday afternoon. We have some of that rain sliding through, and then even into next week. This is going to be on the evening of Tuesday, July 4th. You see that heavy rain again towards Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, and then a lot of the Leeward and Windward Islands. So again, this is actually pretty good news. There's no name storm likely. There's no tropical development likely within this next week for us in the Caribbean. But these waves, these tropical waves, continue to come off of Africa, and they stay relatively weak. Now, again, we don't want all the rain at once. That's another thing that we're going to be watching out for you guys. But you see that green there across your screen. That is where we have some rain, and it is going to be much needed. We need to cool things down, and a lot of us in the Caribbean have been in a drought, or at least very dry. This is going to be some much needed rain coming through over the next week as these kind of tropical waves slide on through. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Again, if you found this content helpful, if you enjoy tracking the weather, post in the comments where you're watching from. Hit that subscribe button. Yeah, I found this helpful. Hit that thumbs up too. It really does help me out a lot. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. Welcome to all of the new subscribers. Really appreciate you guys. Again, we'll catch you next time.